Hi, everyone. Happy Monday afternoon. My name is Laura Milligan, and I am coming to you from my the B Spot, my studio in Canton, Ohio. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I appreciate all of you, and I think we're going to have some fun today. I have a really cute card we're going to make. So please give me a shout out, say hi. I know it takes a minute for people to log in and get connected and everything. So I'll give you just a minute. Today I am featuring a card with the Hello, I have to look at the name, Hello Harvest Bundle. It's a fall card. And I'm going to go ahead and switch down my view and get things started here. So this was the card. This actually was the card that I made last week, and this features this new early release suite of collection of products called Fitting Floret. And I did an all occasion card, thank you with all my heart. And here's the same card with just a Christmas theme. And I know one of the things we talked about was, Christmas cards don't always have to be red and green. Just like I'm going to show you in a minute here, the card I'm making today is a pumpkin, but it's not an orange pumpkin, it's a vanilla pumpkin. So anyway, this card is going to Gail Heisler. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but okay, I see people hopping in from Connecticut and Illinois. Anne Marie, I know, is from Michigan. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. So, Gail, I do not have your address. So, if you want to email me or message me, oh gosh, so now we have Tennessee. Terry, this must either be your lunch break or you're off today. So, wow, good to see you live. Hi, Judy from Wisconsin. So, this is really fun to see people from everywhere. So, this is a card. So, Gail, please email me your address and I will get this. I'm probably going to send you, I think I'll send you the Christmas one. Okay, so today I'm going to be making oh, you know what? First I want to show you. I'm going to do a little show and tell. I forgot to do this last week, and I got some beautiful cards in the mail, and I just wanted to share those with you. This uses that soft ceiling. This is by my friend Claire. Thought this was really pretty. This is this ribbon that is retired that we all love. I think some of us are hoarding it, but I love the colors that she used on this beautiful card. This is one I got from my friend Joy, and I thought this was so pretty and unique, and I actually thought this was some kind of a sheer ribbon, but I think it's vellum with like flocking on it. I thought that was really pretty. And it says, thank God for what you have, trust God for what you need. Really beautiful card. So thank you for that. This one my daughter Anna sent me because this was a paper pumpkin kit, and when you get paper pumpkins, sometimes they have words already printed and they have them in different languages because, of course, Stampin' Up! Is a global company now. And so she just did this. She made this where there is, I don't even know how you say this, there is faith. And so, Zuversicht, I guess is maybe how you pronounce it. But she said she didn't know what it meant either, but she just thought that I would get a kick out of this card. And I do. Thank you, Anna. I love this card. So, so pretty, even if I don't know what it says. And then this card this was a thank you card from a young lady named Courtney who was in an accident, and her mom is in my downline, and she sent me this. I had just sent her a little something, but I have a feeling her mom made this card for her, and I think it's so pretty. This was that beautiful world paper. It goes with that. There was a stamp set during our recent celebration. It had this gorgeous paper and the coordinating stamp set. So this is such a beautiful card. Her mom, Barb, sometimes she pops onto my Facebook Live, and she makes beautiful, beautiful cards. So thank you, Barb and Courtney, for that. So that was my fan mail for the week. I love getting cards in the mail, as you know. Okay, so today I am going to make, so there's a hi, Wendy, Becky, Jean, Terry, you took the day off. Good for you. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining here. It's a gorgeous day in Ohio. So the card I'm going to make today features the Hello Harvest bundle. It is in our mini catalog on page 50, and it is a beautiful stamp set and coordinating dies. So I'm going to set this out of the way and show you my card, and then I have some other cards that I have received in some swaps that I do. And this one actually was a swap that I participated in. And I hadn't done anything with this card other than swap it with some demonstrator friends, and so I thought I should make that. If you're in one of my clubs, this was one of the cards we made for club. So, oh, she says the word in English means confidence. Okay. Thank you, Becky, for letting me know that. All right, so I am starting with a card base, and you can see I cut off, I would say, a little over an inch, about 1.25 inches from the bottom here. So I have a little strip there, and I have some designer paper. I'm going to put that little strip there like that. That's probably the first thing I'll do. I'm going to get my glue, and then we'll do our stamping next, I guess. So this paper, let me see if I can get my glue going here. I think there's a little, I do have my pin handy, but I can almost see there's like something stuck right in the end there. Let me see if I got it out. Oh, you know what, I'm going to use my pin. My trusty little pin. It's going to stick it on the end. There we go. All right. Now it's going to flow. There we go. All right. So I'm going to just put this at the side, and I'm just centering it as best I can. I'm just sort of eyeballing it from the top and the bottom. And I'm going to take a little piece of basic white. And you know what, let me show you the stamp set. So it's always easier to see it in person, I think, than looking in the catalog. But it has some great words, some really pretty images. Of course, I love that leaf. You are missed. That's a nice one. You are such a blessing. So I am going to take this image, and I've got that right here. I'm going to use crumb cake ink. And just stamp, and I'm going to stamp this twice. I'm going to do it first at the top. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm going to turn my paper around and do it at the bottom. Okay. So it has a little space in between, which is fine because we're going to add a pumpkin. And for my pumpkin, I have actually already cut these. I like to do this ahead of time because I'm assuming that most of you know how to use our die cutting machine. If you don't, let me know because I'm happy to share that with you. But these pumpkin dies are really neat. So there's a broader one and then this little narrow one, and you can see that they have some detail to them so that when you actually die cut them, you get some texture. It's not just like a flat shape. It actually has some texture, and that is true also of the stem of the pumpkin. I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm just going to take this, and I don't know if I hold this up if you can see. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, maybe a little bit, but it does have like some texture to it. And so this is just going to go right on here like this, and I'm going to get my glue. Hi, Linda. Hi, Cindy, Becky, Juanita. Hope you all had a good weekend. Anybody do anything fun? Boy, I don't know why this glue is just really, I think there must be something stuck, but we had a nice weekend. It was kind of quiet, but those are our favorite. I'm going to pull some of this off here. Okay. I hesitate to stick that pin in there because then it's going to just come blobbing out, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to position this, just kind of centering it like like that. And then I'm going to take this narrow piece, and that's going to go on top here, and I am going to attach that with dimensionals. And believe it or not, look at this. I have a brand new, unused sheet of dimensionals. That almost never happens. You all know, if you've watched me at all, you know how many dimensionals I go through. Okay, and before I stick that down, I'm going to take my stem. Hi, Mary Jo. Oh, she says they got a lot of work done outside. I did that a little bit. I packed up my fairy garden. I always hate to put it away, but I did pack that up so that all the little parts and pieces don't get lost when we're cleaning up our leaves. So I'm going to put that just right there like that, the little stem, and then I'm going to put a dimensional there as well so that that part's going to be popped up. We'll do it just like that. Yeah, the leaves are really falling down now, aren't they? Hi, Barb. There's Barb. I was just talking about you, Barb. I shared the card that I got from Courtney. I'm assuming that you were the one that made it, and it was so beautiful. Barb, I told them, Barb, that you make the most beautiful cards, because you do. Okay, so here's that part. Now I am going to take, I'm going to set that aside for just a second, and I have a little panel here. I'm going to put my words on this, and let's see, I'm going to do that in Mossy Meadow. I'm using You Are Such a Blessing, and I'm going to stamp this on the right side of the paper. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to close up this ink, the Mossy Meadow, because I won't be using that again. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus, and I want to show you what I do. Like I said, this was one of my card club projects, and that means a lot of people were making this, and I try to do a lot of work for them and ahead of time, just to kind of streamline things. And so what I do, I die cut for them the shape like this. This is this little flower, and I die cut all of them, and I create a template. So what they do then, when they go to stamp their card, all they have to do is put the die cut in the template, and then we'll ink this up. And I did this with crumb cake. I have this stamp here, and when I do my Stamparatus, I prefer to use one of these little spots. This is crumb cake ink. I have it marked. You can get if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, or if you've purchased some of our kits, they have little Stampin' Spots like this, but you can also make your own. You can get uninked spots, so that if you're using the Stamparatus, you just need a re-inker, and you add color to your little spot, and then I'm going to just go ahead and stamp this. And there you have an image, a perfect image. And what you can do then is take your pick tool and just put it down, put the putty end down, and you can lift your little image up, and you can see it's perfect. It's stamped perfectly, and that's a good tip to use. You can do that even for yourself. I do this a lot for my class prep, but also if you are making, maybe you're making 20 cards like the one I'm making today. Maybe you're using this as an invitation to Thanksgiving dinner, or if you're making multiple Christmas cards or birthday cards or anything like that, you can quickly die cut white images or whatever color cardstock you're using, run those through your die cutting machine, and then set up your Stamparatus like this. And it's a quicker way to make multiples of the same thing rather than stamping one and die cutting, stamping again and die cutting. You can just do it this way. It's easier and quicker to just die cut the white. You don't have to worry about the die slipping or anything like that. So that's how I do that. That's just a little tip. And then I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to just do a V on this end, and I'm going to start by going just a little ways in the center, making a little snip, and then I'm going to go from the corner to that tip and the corner to right there where I've snipped it, like that. Now I've also cut some little viney things from the dies. There are a couple different ones. These two are the same, and then this one. And I'm going to take, I think I'll just use my paper snips and pop out this little excess part here. Sometimes I pop it out, sometimes I don't. It doesn't really bother me to see little pieces like that, but I think it's just the look that you want. I'm going to go ahead and just take my snips and pop those out. Just like that. Okay. So now we're going to put this card together. So on this part, I'm going to take this little piece right here, and I'll just take my glue and tack just a little bit of glue probably got too much, just a little bit. I'm going to kind of spread it around like that, and I'll just position this, put it right there like that, and then I'm going to take my little flower and I'm going to pop the flower up. I could use a full dimensional, but the minis are right here, so I just thought I'd use those. And I'll just put that right there like that. And that is going to go right here, just on the bottom of my card. This is a fun layout. You know, we talked before about most of the cards that I think, speaking for myself, and I think a lot of us make just open from the right to the left, which is fine, but it's fun to do something different. So this is just a little bit of a different fold. Like I said, I cut it 1 1/4 inch off the bottom. And okay, so next I'm going to add this piece. That's going to go right there. And I am going to, it's up to you if you pop it up or not. I, of course, popped it up because you know me, I always do that. So let me just put some dimensionals on the back of this. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on there like that. And then this piece I'm also going to pop up. So I'll just put, I'm going to use the regular size dimensionals. I'll just put 1 on either end, and that should be sufficient. So I want to mention, I just released, I think it was on Thursday or Friday, my new bee box, which is a class to go that I do every month, and it is featuring the Joyful Flurry stamp set, bundle. And I made, if I do say so myself, the cards are so cute. There's a really cool, like a floating snowflake. One of the cards, I had not made that kind of card before, and it turned out so pretty. And I'll be sharing that as part of the class. And then 2 other really pretty cards. You get 2 kits. There's 3 different cards. You make 2 of each, so a total of six kits. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just add some gems. These are the Festive Pearls. This was my gift, or this is my thank you gift this month for anyone that orders $50 or more from me. However, they are totally sold out. They are not going to be available again until the end of November. So I'm going to be substituting, and I'm sorry about that, but I promise you that I will send you something equally as pretty. And I have some of those now. Some of you may get those, but some of you may get a substitution, so I hope that's okay. All right, so now I am looking for, I had a little, I know it's here. Does it, you know what, it wouldn't be a Facebook Live with Laura unless I was missing something. So I need, you know what, I'm going to reach right up here. Excuse my reach, you guys. Let's see, my twine. Oh, here it is. Luckily, I have an extra piece. So this This is a piece of crumb cake twine. It is from our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And I'm going to just tie a big bow. I know the other one is here somewhere. And I'm sure I'll find it as soon as I'm done. But luckily I had an extra one here. Our Baker's Twine Essential Pack is really nice because it has, I forget if it's 5 or 6 different colors of Baker's Twine. Okay, so this is going to go right here. And it's fun. It lasts a long time. You'll get a lot of mileage out of it. And before I attach my Baker's Twine, I'm going to go ahead and just put a teeny bit of glue on this vine. Just maybe about right there and there. And we'll just attach that like that. And then I'm also going to put one down here. So I'll just tack a little bit of glue there. And then I'll just put this here. My favorite pumpkins are the white ones and also the ones that are all warty. Don't you love the warty pumpkins? They're my favorites. But those are the kind I always buy, and I don't know, I just like the look. It's kind of a vintage crusty. That's kind of what I like, chippy, all of that. So there we have our little bow, Baker's Twine, and there is our card. So let me hold it up so you can see it. So it opens like this. You are such a blessing. I think it's really pretty, and I will be giving this away next week. So if you leave a comment or share this Facebook Live, your name will be entered into the drawing. If you're watching on replay, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, leave a comment there too, because I do sometimes pick winners, the drawing names from people that are on the YouTube channel as well. So there's my card. Now I have a couple other cards using this bundle. These are cards that I received in the swap that I did, and I just want to share these. This one is by Carol Payne. I should open this. I've known Carol a long time, and she always makes beautiful cards. So this is a kind of a fancy fold, and I think this is one of the kind that would like stand up on a table. I think that's really pretty. These just show the versatility. This one is by my friend Dawn. Look at the colors, so pretty, and this beautiful paper that is part of this coordinates with this bundle. That was really pretty. And then this one, you know me, and you know I love a black and white card. And this was a swap that I got from Joey. And it's all black and white, and I love that. I love anything black and white, and sometimes I add, a little bit of splash of color to it to make it pop, but I think this is beautiful. I think all three of these are beautiful. So thank you, Joey, Dawn, and Carol. That was a swap that I do almost every month. So I'm going to bring mine back in here now. There it is, and that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to come back up here and say goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy this beautiful day. Happy Monday. If you do want to order, of course, I'm always grateful for your orders. Be sure you use my host code. You can find that on my blog, lauramilligan.com, and you want to be sure to use that. If your order is $50 or more in product, I will be sending you some kind of a surprise embellishment. I'm not sure what it's going to be because the festive pearls are not available anymore this month, and that was going to be my gift. So, like I said, I'll substitute something else that I know you'll love. And, of course, you'll get that along with your hand stamp card. So thank you all so much. I should be back next Monday. I have a couple ideas for things that I'd like to share with you. So we'll see what happens with that. And I look forward to that. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you, my friends. Have a great day. Bye-bye.